In this lesson, we are going to discuss how to select the appropriate plane when you begin modeling a new part. In many cases, the correct plane is based on how you want to view the model. Now on the screen, I open up a new sketch. In the Property Manager, I have a message prompting me to select a plane for the new sketch. Typically, you do want to try to use one of the three primary planes, the front, right, or the top. However, it's not required. You could create an additional plane outside of the three primary planes. So let's begin. Let's take a look at some models I have open. The first one here, if we examine the Feature Manager tree, you will see we created a sketch and then extruded the sketch. Now this rectangular sketch was created on the right plane. And notice by creating that on the right plane, how much detail we see here of this model. If I would have created that rectangular sketch in the front plane, the model would appear like this, not as descriptive. Let's take a look at another part. On this model, the base feature, which is this sketch here, was also created on the right plane. And notice how we see some detail in here, along with this cutout here. Had we created this on the front plane, the model would appear like this, giving you a different view and different details of the part. Now let's take a look at another part which is more obvious on what is the correct plane to choose. If we take a look at this part here, the base sketch was created on the front plane, and notice the view. However, if we would have created that same sketch on the right plane, this would be our view. And then creating that same sketch on the top plane, this would be our view. It's pretty obvious in this example. The best choice is for creating that sketch on the front plane. In closing, your personal choice should not be the only consideration. You should consider if the part is going to be used in an assembly, you do want to consider how the part fits in the assembly. For example, if we take a look at the wheel plate, which is this bottom plate here, and we take a look at the front plane, notice the front plane. And then we take a look at this bracket here, and also look at the front plane. Notice those two front planes are coincident to one another. So in many cases, if you are creating a new part and the part will be used at a later time in an assembly, you do want to take into consideration how that part fits in the assembly.